I've thought about this topic for years. I've talked about it on my Access TV show. It's the one topic that causes the most animosity, anger, resentment from the viewer. Oftentimes because there's something I'm saying in relation to this topic that involves them and the way that they're living. The New World Order exists because there is a breakdown in the real natural union between humans on the earth. Many humans that give up their power to these control structures because it makes them feel comfortable to have structure and to have rules and to be told what to do or to tell others what to do. Control, either being controlled or controlling others. The world is made up of men and women that by the millions have sex and create other humans. Other carbon copies, other biological operating systems, similar to themselves, and they pass on their value systems, they pass on their religions, they pass on their dogmas. So we have to articulate what is a conscious man, what is a conscious woman, versus an unconscious man, unconscious woman. The world needs more love. The world needs more compassion. The world needs more romance. I'm certainly not the only one that believes that this is an incredibly unromantic time. And what I've noticed is that there's a lot of awake people, truly awake people that are shining bright. Their heart chakra is open. They're loving, compassionate humans, capable of loving someone else in a way that many others have never been loved. And yet a lot of these people are single today because they don't want to just get in bed with just anyone. They want good energy. They want good vibes. They want to feel that sense of union. They want to protect someone. They want to care for someone. They want to hold someone. They don't want to treat someone like a piece of meat. Now, I've dated a lot of people in my life, and I have learned a lot of things about how the New World Order gets its power by being close to people and seeing where they're really at, where their values are, where their morals are. And I believe that we're going to be able to change things in this world, turn this control structure on its head, when the people that we pick, whether it be romantic or otherwise, when I say the word relationship, I'm speaking outside the box of just physical attraction. When we're drawn to people because of their morals, because they have integrity, because of what they represent, because of the energy they're emitting, and we're not trapped into getting laid, and we're not trapped into seeking someone to pay our bills, i.e. survival. Because there's a trade-off when that happens. When you sell part of yourself, when you relinquish that freedom, it comes with strings attached. Just like local governments taking money from the federal government, there's strings attached when that happens. There's also strings attached when, at a survival, you pick someone and they pay your bills, and yet they have rules that they want you to live by. Now, there's a lot of things at play here, and beautiful marriages are a wonderful thing. When you bring up children into this world and you teach them proper value systems, how to think for themselves, to be who they are, not just be another machine. But there's a fine line between a real loving marriage and a controlling one. And there are still many people in controlling relationships, abusive relationships. And it is a microcosm for the macrocosm. These realities are connected. Now, as long as we're absorbed with fear, oh, I'm afraid that person's going to leave me, this, that, and the other, so I must apply control and rules and restrictions, as long as we're doing that, there's a part of the energy flow that's cut off. And in a way, we cut off their energy flow. We say, you can't see this person, you can't talk to this person because I'm afraid you're going to leave me. Now, I have nothing but respect for people that promote the true teachings of Jesus Christ. People that are truly on a mission for greater consciousness. But when we control other people and say, because of this book over here, you have to be my property. Now, there's a lot of people in this country that are not fans of Sharia law. But Sharia law is very much about controlling other people. Many religions around the world are about putting down other races and say there's chosen people. Well, if we're in a paradigm where we tell ourselves we can only be with one person our entire lives, we're locking ourselves into that same paradigm that supposedly we're against. Now, for those involved in loving marriages, You're not the one I'm talking to. But there's a lot of people that would be better in a more freer relationship where their mate respects them, loves them, and ultimately wants to see them become a more conscious being on earth. Not being afraid that they're going to go meet someone and run away. Ultimately, if someone really loves you, they're not going to leave you for someone else. Or if someone really loves you and they do have a relationship with someone else, you're always going to have that bond. You're always going to have this friendship. Because life in relationships, conscious relationships, is more than owning someone's sexuality. I don't believe that's conscious. I don't believe that's evolved, that's moving your life forward. That's making you a slave master. And for those that like to be controlled, as long as you have that collar around your neck, there's a part of you that's suppressed. Conscious men, conscious women versus unconscious men, unconscious women. We should be picking each other, our mates, or even our sexual attraction should be wired to want to be, and when you're with someone on a sexual sense, your energies are merging. It's more than just an exchange of sexual fluids. The orgasm, and let's be all adults here, you're surrounded by a world of sexuality and people going, oh, boom, shake that booty, boom, boom, shake that booty. It's in your music, so we can have an adult conversation about conscious sexuality. If all we're doing is being attracted to people based on their butt size, based on their tits, based on their hair color, based on their scent, then we're just merely animals. And we're more than animals. Sexuality is beautiful, but it's also magic. There can be the light involved in the sexuality, even healing, a line of the chakras. It can also be parasitic. There's black magic as well involved in sexuality. There are entities that live on this earth that love to control humans and oftentimes get with humans through hosts. Now, that's another conversation. But the world of the sexual realm is more than what meets the eye. And I'm advocating more of a love-making expression of oneself instead of just the animal. We talked about some men earlier that are only attracted to the butt size and the breasts and things of that nature. I've always been attracted to the face and a glimpse of consciousness that's in the eyes. But oftentimes, that also is a trap because many women were born with great beauty of the goddess, but they did not create that body. They were given that body. That's just simply the vehicle that they have. That's not the real them. The real them is the spirit that lives inside of us, and that's what's important. On the female side, though, those that just look for large men and men that are controlling, I think there are things that are wired within our biology that take us back to the ancient world, that take us back to Babylon. There's ways I can go ahead and theorize with that. I'm going to refrain from doing so at this point in time. But if we're only attracted to big mates, and men are only attracted to little mates, petite women, smaller, much smaller, also leading back to the ancient world and the primate that lives inside, then we're not truly loving that person and showing compassion for that person and giving love to that real person. We're simply just operating on base animal instinct. And the world of sexuality, if you look at art, if you look at music, if you look at dance, if you look at martial arts, if you look at politics and our understanding of what's going on, then why can't we also look at sexuality outside the box and go, how can we have more conscious relationships with each other? So I think as things shift, and as we experience this King of all solar flares, which I believe is coming in our lifetimes, it's going to totally just reset a lot of things. And true, loving, compassionate relationships are going to be based on the true character. Now, it's completely natural and okay for women to want a man that's going to be able to protect him. But there are a lot of lies people tell themselves as to what is a protector. When in fact it could just be another parasite that just wants to get inside your booty and release that orgasm, that magic, sex magic, that life energy, that life plasma, that sperm. This is powerful. The power of attraction, the power of sexuality, the power of intention. And when we start to create intentional communities where the character assets are more powerful than what we're physically attracted to, then we are going to change as well our lives, our world, the way that we bring up our children. When we put a good influence forward and we don't expose our children to abusive relationships, to out-of-balance relationships, unconscious relationships, we have a greater likelihood of setting a good example for them. Teaching women, young women at a very young age, if we're parents. I'm not a parent, but there's a part of me that does understand the parental experience. How to pick a good man with good seed that's likely to love them and care for them. It's more than how much he makes. And teaching young men about respecting women and actually protecting women, not going off to die in a rich man's army, and that you see so many people that gravitate towards the warrior. And there are parts of things that are in our body that are programmed to keep us in that lower expression of self. The female is attracted to the asshole who beats them, who's controlling, who barks orders at their cells, at their body, that somehow through ancestry knows what it's like and somehow has kind of an understanding of safety from being told what to do. There are many like that. And then men, oh, I need to dominate her, she's so beautiful, I don't want other men to be with her, I have to control her, I have to manipulate her. You know, these paradigms have got to go. As long as we have unconscious relationships and we are acting out of self-interest, out of lust, out of greed, out of fear, out of control, we will continue to live in a controlling world. We will continue to live under the New World Order. We will continue to have separate communities where we never work together because we're afraid that there's going to be some fucking going on. Now, I'm not advocating a giant planetary orgy. I'm also not condemning it. I believe that true liberty, true freedom comes from freedom of choice. And that what we certainly need more of in this world is love. People that, sexuality aside, ladies and gentlemen, men and women that are able to come together and hold each other. Now, there's a lot of people that I talk to on Facebook, and I talk to on the internet, and I talk to on YouTube, and I've talked to on Access TV. I have no interest in ruining marriages, but I do have an interest in connecting with my fellow brother and sister. And oftentimes, both the man and the woman, they're so preoccupied with maintaining their own hut, their own microcosm, that they forget that we have to overcome this illusion of separation. It's beautiful to bring up your family with dignity, with morals. There are many people that are promiscuous in the society simply because they don't have an ability to be intimate with one person at one time. So what I'm saying is, through these structures, through the things that we occupy ourselves with, our own personal pleasures that come from the body, we sometimes miss out on a whole world of love and sharing. Okay? It's more than sexuality. It's about compassion. It's about understanding that we are a part of a greater human family than the family that brought us life and the family that we live with under one house with four walls, also out of balance with nature. Families are beautiful. Protecting your wife from danger is beautiful, an absolute must, and many men are going to have to face those challenges in the future that are asleep today. You'll see they'll awake once those TVs become unplugged by some event external to their own free will decision to unplug the TV, say a solar flare. Then no more UFC, then no more fake tough guy, then no more football. Then it's time to really start paying attention to what's going on. But in conclusion here, we have powerful masculine and feminine inside of us. It should not be suppressed by other men, by other women. Okay, we have that protective side. You're not going to invade us. Okay, we're fighting back. And then you also have that other side that can heal, that's nurturing, that's loving, that's compassionate, that's healing. And we have the male and female inside of us, masculine, feminine. And so a true consciousness shift is about opening up the heart and moving away from these old paradigms. And families working together to defend their villages, to defend their towns, to defend their states from invading armies that come from the east and come from the west. When that begins to happen, we will begin to heal. Our energies will move to something higher. This is more than the New World Order. This is about the journey of man and woman. And we can clearly distinguish today the conscious man, the conscious woman, versus the unconscious man and unconscious woman. This is not just simply about the New World Order. This is about men and women. We are the world, And the world needs us to wake up. It is calling us. We must answer that call. Become conscious.